whatever. And he ended up sexually assaulting me, and I had to take him to court and all this stuff, and it was really bad. But you know, since the I was very triggered after the election, and all this stuff came up, and I have a lot of PTSD from that experience, from all of the people kind of turning on me. Like nobody was, my whole school was, I just didn't have support through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And you know, my best girlfriend at the time went around and told everyone I was lying and told everyone what happened. It was just like, you know, it was a private thing. I mean, I didn't mind like taking the hit. You know, I already got gotten, so it was just about kind of like taking the predator out of a situation where I could get more girls, because you know, I went around and I found a lot of other girls who had done stuff too, and only one would testify with me, and she was unfortunately not a very trusted, like she was known for being a little bit of a pathological liar, though I completely believed her story.
Right.
Because it just sounded so like what he would do. And so we went to court, and he had to plead guilty. He ended up getting like 3 years probation. It was nothing.
Oh.
But I felt like I did what I needed to do, and then he, you know,
Yeah.
he had to face his consequences for being a predator and a pedophile or whatever the fuck he was. And but with all that, you know, like I've been pretty like raw about all of it, and really having a lot of flashbacks and stuff since the election.
Yeah.
And all the Me Too stuff really triggers me. I mean, it's very like upsetting, especially when they come out and they're not actual assaults.
Yeah.
Right.
When it's like personal, like you should have spoken up, and
Yeah.
you should have taken, like if you consented to a thing, like there's an issue there with why would you consent to a thing you don't want to do, like that's the issue. That's very upsetting.
Yes.
But I definitely don't want to get into that because it triggers me. But
Okay.
it's like having to think about it like I have to think about it every day. Like I don't know if these women like understand
Yeah.
what they're putting like me and like rape victims through.
Yes.
It's really like dragging me through it every day. But even
Yeah.
the Kavanaugh stuff too, I'm like I can't. I deleted all my social media apps, and I have to re-download them every time I use them because I can't have it that easily accessible
I get
Yeah.
that.
because I get so triggered.
So,
But this is what I want to say about
Okay.
my mom. So she goes, so in all this like trigger shit, and I'm calling my mom and I'm going like, Mom, she's like, can't you just give me a break, like, for what happened to you or whatever? And I'm like, Mom, I've given you a break my entire life. Like, I'm just realizing that it wasn't my fault that this happened.
Yeah.
That it was the adults in my life let me the fuck down and didn't protect me.
yeah.
And I'm like, and also, like, you dropped me off at a, like, if we could just now, like, I'm not even going to judge you for what you did then because it's already done, right? You did whatever you thought was the thing to do back then for whatever reason. And I'm not going to hold you accountable right now for the past. But now, in the year 2018, when I'm a grown-up and I'm telling you that as a grown-up, I would never fucking put a kid in that position. And now that we know, we've seen it through, we see how it ends up and where it ends up with me in fucking court. Okay? Can we say that now, if you could go back, you would change things? And she couldn't. She was like, you don't understand. You wanted to go over there. I go, I'm a kid. I don't give a fuck what you thought I wanted to do. They were giving me drugs and alcohol. Like I was being groomed. And she goes, you don't understand how it was back then. Kids always stayed over their teacher's house. I'm like, what are you talking? Mom, you went to boarding school, you idiot.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, are you crazy? Nobody stayed over their teateacher's house.
You're younger than me. And
Yeah, she's out of her mind.
No.
That didn't happen.
No.
No.
She just made these grand things up to justify it.
Yeah.
So anyway, then I had this therapist who was condoned all that, thought that was fine. His theory was love-based parenting, which means you just let your kids do whatever you want while you do whatever you want. You just trust them; they'll be fine.
Oh.
Right? But they
No.
worded it to make it sound like it was actually a parenting choice. It's just pretty much your kid got molested. How do you get yourself out of this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was because I was trusting them. Right, exactly. So this guy who we wouldn't beat up he worked with mostly troubled boys, and my mom, which that's a red flag to me, by the way. But anyway,
Yeah, no shit.
if you just want to work with troubled kids, I'm not saying everyone, but that's a little shade. Why do you need to be with kids that have trouble with boundaries?
I completely agree with
And
you.
then what he did, he was he offered an adult friend, like more of like a friend that someone could a teen could talk to. Like, I don't need adult friends. I have too many adult friends.
Yeah.
My mom is my adult friend.
Right.
Like, I need a fucking grown up. So instead of, he didn't have an office or anything, he would just take kids bowling or rock climbing and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, yo, you're taking us on dates, dude.
No shit.
Like, that's a
Yeah.
date. Like, talking about sex and stuff. Like, I don't need to be talking to grown-ups about fucking my boyfriend. I need them to be like, you're a little young to be fucking your boyfriend.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is kind of a big thing to be doing. There's a lot of, like, life consequences. You're not... We haven't taught you self-worth yet.
Yeah.
Right.
And now you like, I learned to, like, put everyone's feelings before my own. I think also I have a twin brother, so, like, I'm, like, codependent like that.
Okay.
And I was always, like, trying to take care of him, and he was, like, littler than me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so I, like, learned, and my parents, I learned to, like, put their needs before mine and, like, accommodate a room. And I think it made me a good comic, but, you know, my dad used to always call me, like, he was, like, real verbally abusive and call me a selfish cunt and stuff when I was little. But it was, like, just natural things I needed. Like, I wasn't being selfish. It was just, like, I need, like, a little help here with stuff.
Uh-huh.
So then I learned to, like, the worst thing you could be is selfish. So then it was, like, I never want to do anything for myself ever.
Mm.
You know? And, so anyway, so then, they end up writing a book about how to successfully raise a kid.
Because you're a success.
Yeah, but I'm like, I'm a success because I'm a success.
Mhm.
Like, I got better and I stopped, like, acting out because my dad retired and I had, like, a parent paying
Right.
attention to me. Like, I didn't need to, like, go out and try to get, like, my, like, you know, support and love from, like, weird juvenile delinquent friends. I had it from, my dad was home, we just hung out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We just had a great time. We just laughed and had a good time. So it was just, like, a lot. And, wait, I don't even remember where this, I've just been going.
No.
Mm.
No. Did anything like? Okay, I hate putting this about me for a second,
Oh, that's
but
okay.
so my first book that I published, it's a lot of the abuse that my ex-boyfriend put on me.
Uh-huh.
I just I gave it to this girl instead. Like, I gave my past to this fictional character in a book and printed it, and it's her life now. I made her strong enough to deal with it.
Yeah.
I gave her a really sexy guy that she falls in love with, gets married, and have a kid with.
Right.
Like, there you go, happy ever after. But a lot of the times I go to author signings and I have women who come up to me and they're like, you described exactly how my relationship was.
Yeah.
And thank you so much. Like, I got, you know, and a couple of them were like, I left my boyfriend, you know, I'm still looking for my gorgeous guy that's
Yeah.
perfect in the book. But do you get any of that? Like, people, you know, thanking you for coming forward and you empowering them to, like, share their story?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. I've gotten a lot of shit from women too, though, because for me, what's missing in this movement is the conversation. Like, if it were framed like, you know, not to get into specifics, but the Chris Hardwick story, you know, with his girlfriend, like, if it had been like, I retrospectively wish that I had been more communicative or, like, not been in a situation I didn't want to be in. And I learned this lesson, you know, it's just, like, not like it's like I want them to change. And it's like, you don't have, like, that would be great, and I want them to change too, but, I mean, I'm talking specifically about Chris Hardwick because, I mean, whatever, I read that thing and that's, like, okay.
Right.
Alright, what? But, like, I think when you get raped, and you don't have any power in the situation,
Mm-hmm.
you learn that, like, it's like when your house gets robbed, and it's like, you realize that these boundaries, these walls, like, they're not really protecting you.
They're not, they're just, yeah.
You
they're
know?
false.
Yeah, they're false. And there's a reality that comes with being raped. And when I say raped, I mean raped.
Uh-huh.
Not someone asked you to do something and you said yes because you felt career things. Like, that's a thing. That's a very different thing. But you learn that, like you can't control the outside world. You know, I don't drink anymore because I got raped when I was passed out. in Santa Fe when I was like 21. And my roommate watched this guy like picking me up and fucking me while I was like gone. So I don't drink anymore, and not because, I mean, for other reasons too. It was not what I wanted to do, but I look at it like this. Like I had friends that were like, you know, we're talking about like some of the college date rape stuff. You know, like a lot of this is very alcohol related. You know, this is very, very like, you know, this is like when you're blacking out, it's like you lose your ability to protect yourself. And my friend went, you know, like, I should be able to get blackout drunk and not get raped. I'm like, yeah, of course you should be able to. However, when you're gone, you're gone. Like you don't, you can't rely on the outside world to accommodate you. All you have control over is yourself and making yourself as strong as possible. Like we should all be like trained in fucking martial, like we should all be like weapons to protect ourselves. And I'm not even just saying women, like, you know, almost every guy I've ever had sex with will open up to me because I'm very open about the things that happened to me. If they were like molested or something, like adults are fucking kids a lot, you know, like bad things are happening, and like we need the tools, like rape happens, like we need to stop talking about like you can't explain to a rapist to not rape, like that's not like an explainable thing, like they're predators. It's like, why are we not talking about how we handle it when shit like this happens? Like, how is that victim shaming? I don't think it's I don't think it's your fault if you black out and you get raped. I'm just saying, like, don't you want to like protect yourself?
Right.
And I don't think it's their fault at all. I don't, you know, like I just like was like, I don't want to be in this position ever again.
Right.
I want to be as strong as I can. And it's like, it's hard that like, that nowadays you can't really say that without getting the label of like victim shaming or being a rape apologist. I'm like, what? I want all of that to stop, but like rape kits aren't getting tested, and that's like a cop problem we need to be dealing with. And girls are so traumatized after this happens, and men, that they take showers and shit. It's so fucking traumatizing, and I don't think that that's like, I mean, that's like it's a huge thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's no like, we need to like train, like that in the case something like that happens, like, what's the protocol? How do you handle it? Who do you call? How fast do you have to go to a place? Like,
Right.
Where do you report? What's the best way to report it? Like,
And there have to be better resources when you do those things, because people aren't they're trying to keep their numbers down.
People don't want, I know from when I did that with my school, people don't want me to cause a problem.
No.
Right.
And that's the issue, you know, like.
I know you.
And so when everyone's like, you're a hero coming out 30 years later about something that's literally not assault, I'm like, what? Heroes shouldn't be coming into this. Hero? What are you talking about? A terrible thing happened. There's no hero in this situation. Like, I guess it's brave or what, I don't know. It's just so confusing. I'm like, nobody called me a fucking hero when I missed my summer break fucking singing in court and being called a liar by everyone. I had kids spinning on my car handle, so I would like go to open my car and there was like loogies on it and call me a liar. But I didn't need them to believe me. I needed a judge to believe me. And the guy had to plead guilty. Because he did it. You know, and he only got 3 years probation, but he was a white guy with dreads. And to impress the cop, he cut the dreads off, so I do believe I am an American hero for that.
And we salute you.
But it's like, what are we doing, and why are we making it a popular thing to be a victim of something?
I agree.
What's going on? Like, what is that?
I mean, it's just, not the same thing, but you know, like you say, you don't want to get blackout drunk, like protect yourself. It's just same with you don't drive down a shitty area of town and pitch black.
Yeah, and it's not your fault if something happens. I would never say that.
No, it's not your
that's
fault.
crazy.
It's preventative.
If you.
And it's just, let's acknowledge the full story. Like, let's just acknowledge the full, what exactly, like, if we only do parts, if we're like, men are bad and women are good, and we're not acknowledging, like, any of the other things, we're not telling the truth and we're not going to fix the problem.
Right.
Because there's no conversation, okay? This is like, it's a weird thing that's happening right now. It's very political. It's confusing. I don't understand it.
It is, and I'm raising 3 boys.
I mean, and it's like, I remember like being like, we gotta like I said something like, we gotta like, I wish I'd been taught to like say no more confidently, you know? I mean, I wasn't taught fucking anything. I had to learn all my shit like on my own. I think that's why I'm like good at stand-up and good at reading people, because like that's the only way I could do things. I had to like figure it out.
Right. See, I wish I would have been taught to have more self-confidence.
Just like, it doesn't matter if you're popular.
Yeah.
Like, all of this stuff is like about popularity. Like, what? Being liked and shit, or like getting a thing?
Yeah, because I've slept with guys that I'm like, fuck,
Of
Joy,
course.
what the fuck were you thinking? And a lot of it was, I didn't have the self-esteem, and I was like, whatever. I mean, it's not, they didn't rape me.
And it was hard to say no. Of course.
Yeah, I didn't.
Those times you said yes when you really wanted to say no.
Yeah, and I did it, and I'm like, now that I think about it, I'm like, oh, God.
I always say don't rape yourself with someone else's body.
Right.
That's what it felt like, you know, like, did I just rape myself? Like, why did I put like this dude's feelings above my own feelings?
So much so.
And like, to not have an awkward situation, I'm gonna let you fuck me?
Uh-huh. I'm gonna blow you, like,
yeah, I'm gonna do these things to just get the thing done. I'm not gonna be like, get the fuck up.
Yeah.
But I have had situations where I've had like, you know, like network, like heads of network and shit lead in for a kiss when I think I'm in a business meeting.
Right.
And I've thrown my fucking hands up at an ex and been like, no thanks. Like, I work hard. Like, I've handled that. Like,
Right.
I know it's possible. I know it's not even particularly that hard.
Right.
It's a you know, it's like a confidence thing. And I'm willing to like, if I was gonna get a TV deal and then I'm not getting a TV deal because I said no to someone, good. I don't want that fucking TV deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll live happily with less money, knowing that I didn't fucking do that.
Right.
However, other people, there are some women that are like completely down with that, are seeking those situations out, are looking as an opportunity to move forward in their careers, and I don't fucking judge that either.
No.
That's your business. That's not my business.
That's what you are. If you can live with yourself, you go. If you're not hurting me. But it's not like none of us have ever heard of the casting couch.
Exactly. I was so shocked when it was real, though.
Were you?
I was,
Yeah.
Joy. I was in shock. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, I thought that was pretend.
I just heard it so much. I was like, oh, okay, that's how it is. But for the longest time, I grew up that men were better than women.
Yeah, me too.
So, and I'm still struggling with that to this day. Like, I want to say the past maybe, since I published my first book 4 years ago, I'm finding myself and I'm becoming like, I'm worth it too.
Right.
And
But also, it's like, maybe like, don't even worry about like female male shit. Like, just own that you have like you're feminine, but you're also, you have some math, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
it's just about you, right? Like,
Right.
have you ever done DMT?
No.
I smoked DMT. It's a hallucinogen. It's like, you've heard of ayahuasca. Do you know what DMT is?
Well, now that you said the hallucinogen, kind of, yeah, I've heard of it.
Have you heard of ayahuasca?
Yes. I've
Okay.
actually never done any type of drug.
Oh, cool.
So.
All right. That's cool. It's awesome.
I mean, I drink alcohol every once in a while, but even then, I can't tell you the last time.
Do you think it's because of the abuses that you've been through?
I do not like being out of control.
Yep.
At all.
I get it.
It's very, very, and in fact, if things are, and stupid things, like, I freak out when I have to get gas in my car,
Yeah.
and it's the dumbest thing, but when I wake up, I know exactly how my day is going to go.
Yeah.
So when something alters it, like the gas light coming on, I
Yeah.
can't
That's
handle
understandable,
it.
yeah.
It's very hard for me.
Do you guys have tissues by any chance? I get like my nose gets so clogged.
Yeah.
Yes,
One second.
Your lymphatic system is moving. Let me see. Here,
Yeah, I
some.
need to, maybe I also need a, what do you think, what are those things that you have at night for kids and stuff in their room? Humidifier?
Humidifiers.
I think I need one of those too.
But yeah, your lymphatic system is moving.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you didn't have to hold this up to my face. I imagined you just squatting.
Just
holding it up
squatting.
to the thing.
We're looking at getting another one. I'm like, we're just figuring out how to like strap it to the.
Just have it right up there.
Yeah.
You could maybe lob right here.
Yeah, something like that.
But anyway, I'm like getting into production now. Now I'm a producer. Yeah, I completely understand that, like wanting to be controlled. I just like want to be powerful. I just want to be my most powerful self.
Yes.
And I'm not worried about gender so much anymore. Like because if I think back, I'm like, you know, I had like I've been fucked over by a lot of girlfriends, you know, like I've been raped by men, and I've been fucked over by a lot of girlfriends, and my mom really didn't ever own me, and my dad really didn't ever own me. But I also have, like, I look at my group of friends that I have now, like my girlfriends and my guy friends, and like, they're fucking irreplaceable. They're like the cream of the crop, like the best fucking people, just real, honest, like, smart, funny, strong, like, I just have good people in my life.
Uh-huh.
And so I try to just not focus on those people.
I agree.
And the gender stuff, it's so like, it's being talked about so much that I'm like trying to not even think about it. You know, like how you're saying like one's better than the other. It's like it's really so. What I meant about why I brought up DMT was because I smoked DMT and it's about a 5 minute. It's like the same as ayahuasca, but ayahuasca has something that inhibits it and makes you. It like blocks it so that it lasts longer.
Okay.
But
slow release almost?
Yeah, like you do it for hours, you're
Uh-huh.
puking and seeing shit and handling your demons. But ayahuasca or DMT is about a 5 to 10 minute trip. And it's very intense. It's very like it's wild. So I smoked it and the last time I did it I was catapulted into this beautiful like other dimension that I don't even know how to explain because there aren't words for what I saw, you know?
Uh-huh.
And but it was like this, you know, bright, vibrant colors, like kaleidoscope, you know. I'm flipping through this, like seeing what's really here, you know.
Right.
And there's this like woman feeling, like it's like to me it's God, you know. It's like this womanly being, and I can't really see her. She's like to the left of me. I can't really see her, but I can feel her. And I keep going to think about my mom or my friend Abby or someone else. And my neck would break, not in a painful way.
Uh-huh.
I would just go, and it would go to another, like, dimension of this weird cube thing I'm in. And she would go, it's you, it's you, it's you. And so, like, I've been really thinking about that a lot. And so, like, for me to be worried about, like, whether I'm better off as a girl or boy, it doesn't matter, because I just am a girl, you know? Like,
right.
And so it's like what's I would have, because I think a lot of my life was like, and I don't know if this is the same for you, but has been like, you know, I'm big, I'm bright, I'm shiny, so I'm loud, I'm like a lot, and so a lot of it was like making myself smaller to like accommodate other people.
Yep.
And I don't want to do that anymore. You know, like I want to like be my biggest, you know, and I think that I can help more people being at my capacity than shrinking myself, you know.
I agree. And that's, yeah.
So like being a woman's the shit because I fucking am one.
But it is, yeah.
Yeah, but also it's like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, because when I was with my ex, I let him shrink me really far down because I used to be this loud, never take no for anything, stick up for everyone.
Oh, rapist?
Yeah, totally. Just every dick in my mouth, every hole just filled. And now I'm still, like, I'll still every once in a while go in this, like, meek little mouse thing. And I'm like, fuck, why am I doing this?
But then it's like you gotta be, like, kind with yourself and that shit, too. I mean, like, at this moment, that's what I did. Like, I catch myself now because...
I'm gonna flip you over.
Oh, sure. Because I was always mimicking my mom because I thought she was fucking God.
Uh-huh.
And my mom would always give me away. Like, every time something good about me, like, she would give me to another. You know, like, just give me away. So I've noticed in my life where I do that. Like I'll see something cool or, like, something helps me immediately rather than, like, focus on getting it for myself and trying to give it to other people. Call them, like, oh, did you read this book? Did you do this thing? Did you do that? Like, not that I don't want to help other people, but it's like, I don't even let myself have it.
Right.
I don't let myself have it once.
I don't let you bask in it. You just...
In the main room, I've been putting the lights down. I've been having them dim the lights, and I've been having such fun. Because it's just such a change, you know? All of a sudden it's dark in the room, and a couple other comics do it.
Right.
But I did it, and I just, like, had this amazing set with it. And then I immediately went out and told all the comics, like, you should all put the lights down. But if they all put the lights down, it's not special when I do it anymore.
Exactly. It doesn't...
And of course they can do whatever they want, but it's like, why did I immediately just, like, It's just like this, and I'm in yoga the other day going, why the fuck did I do that? And then I was like, wait, I can't be mad at myself for this. It's just a thing I did, and it's awesome that I recognize the pattern. And that from now on, I'll cut a bitch that puts the lights down. No,
There you go.
no, but I won't do that anymore. And of course, like I would never, like if anyone put the lights down, it's fine. But it just was like, it was just a weird. It's just interesting to be able to like kind of step outside for a second. Like,
To see something. I
Yeah.
agree. Like, yeah.
So all those times you're mad at yourself, it's probably just like a really good lesson, right?
Yes, because now, because I recognized, I'm like, because John, he's like, why do you get so mad when you have to get gas? I'm like, because it's not in my day.
Right.
And like when the kids get sick, I'm like, oh my god, what's gonna happen now?
Yeah, you little fuckers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Germy little things.
How old are they?
7, 12, and 17.
Cute. That's so funny. He was 17.
He just got his driver's license yesterday.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Is that scary? That's out of control.
You know what? I'm super proud of him because he didn't have any errors. He had
Yeah.
a perfect test, so like good for him. He's my stepson,
Yeah.
so he's very much trying to find himself right
Yeah.
now. So I'm very proud of him.
Yeah.
If he could just get rid of his girlfriend, it would be amazing.
Another
probably
part
will.
to be edited out.
Unless he too has a 17-year-old.
So yeah, but because of that, like now I'm recognizing when something goes off the way I have it because
Right.
I'm such a controlling person. I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like
Now,
Emily-
what can I ask you about the girlfriend? And you can edit
No,
it
no,
out,
no,
just
that's
curious.
fine.
But what's the problem with the girlfriend?
Well, okay, so when she first came into the picture, I really liked her.
Right.
Because she was very, I'm powerful. Like she wanted to try out for lacrosse. She was taking night classes. She has her pilot's license. Like,
Cool.
yes, like go. And then her and my son started dating, and then it just became them in this bubble.
Right.
And I don't think she's been in a plane since she got her license.
Yeah, like a code.
They have no friends. They only hang out with
And they're
each other.
17.
She's 18, he's 17. And he'll be 18 October 13th. Because that was,
Oh, that's a cute right there. I like that.
he was born Friday the
I
13th.
love
That's the only time his mom
That's
could
so
spawn.
that.
So,
Not
yeah.
today, Satan. I've been seeing people with those shirts. Not today, Satan.
Satan, back away. But, so and she's very controlling. And she's taking him away from his family. Like, to the point where he almost acts like he's better than us now. Which, I mean, a little bit of that is being 17, 18.
Yeah.
But it sucks. Like, he doesn't hang out with us anymore. He doesn't hang out with his cousins. His cousins will call and be like, hey, come over to our apartment and hang out.
Well, he's
And
getting puss.
that's
He's all
exactly
psyched
what
to be
it is.
fucking, dude.
That's exactly
These
what
kids
it
get
is.
so. I'm like, I was talking to that's funny, my massage therapist. She has a 15-year-old son. She's like, he doesn't hang out with us anymore. He just goes into the room. He's like, I'm like, he's jerking off, dude.
Yeah.
He found his dick. Like, he just realized what dick he has.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
he's figured it out, and
He's-
you gotta give him a couple of years.
It's so funny.
And a lot
But
of
it's scary because he is almost an adult, so it's like he could start like making this like a forever thing.
And yeah, well, they want to get married, and he also has extreme abandonment issues. So she was like, "Oh, I love you," and he's like, "You love me? You love me? You're mine." And she has extreme abandonment issues too. So they like glommed onto each other, and it's terrifying because they don't have an identity anymore, and they're so young. So it's just hard for me, and she hates me. Like she thinks I'm an idiot, and it really bugs me.
What
So
the fuck would an 18-year-old thinks of you?
I
You
know.
Dumb bitch. You think I'm an idiot? You're 18, bitch. You're dating a 17-year-old, you dork.
I just want, you know,
no
right?
idea what you're doing.
Yeah, he'll be 18 in what, 2 weeks?
You're
Fuck.
scared, huh?
Yeah.
Because you want to like. You want to have that.
I have no idea what he's gonna do. I don't know if he's gonna move out. I don't know if he's ever gonna come back. And a lot of it isn't me worried. I'm worried about what he does to it. Because John and I fought very, very hard to get custody of this
Yeah.
kid. And I just don't want him breaking John's heart.
That's so good that you did that for him, though. That must have felt so good, this kid.
Yeah.
Someone fight so hard for him. Does he know how hard you guys fought for him?
He kind of knows.
So you probably don't want to talk because you don't want to, like, highlight that his mom